was good, y'all. It was good, y'all. Was just prepping and getting ready and stuff like that. So just to give you guys a heads up, this stream is on like about a 5 to 10 second delay. So if you hear me say something, I probably already said it like 10, seconds ago. So I'm just gonna get to it. You feel me? Right now I'm looking at gold, and I've been waiting for a good setup for gold. And I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna be completely honest. There's a couple setups that presented themselves for me for gold. Only thing that I've been lacking at, and essentially I would say I've been failing at is my execution. So my execution has not been on point. I've been missing entries. I've been entering too early sometimes. So the real thing, the real goal, what I'm really trying to do is I'm really trying to basically be patient. All right, be patient. Take my time. Look for the best setup. All right, the best setup where I feel 100% confident. All right, so this morning, what I basically was looking at, you see gold. Right now it's been going down on the downtrend. So within this downtrend of gold, you can see we have this trend line. You can see it's made a tap, 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 and then essentially we got a trend line break. All right, so now what I was waiting for was some kind of retest, maybe back into this area or something like that. So like I was saying, we have so you can see we have gold that's just been respecting this bearish trend line that we have right here. So you can see all of these taps or close reactions within the market. So you can see all these rejections from this trend line. Boom. So now you can see all of these rejections that happen as gold has been going on this downtrend. So you can see. So if you're looking at the chart right here, you see gold has been making this downtrend. As you can see, these yellow boxes show rejections that the market has been making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? And respecting this trend line. But now, as you can see, as the market was going down, right, it rejected this one last time. Instead of making another low, what it did was it gave a trend line break, all right? So now with this trend line break, okay, essentially what we want to do is we want to look for some type of pullback. So we had the trend line break. So now the pullback I was looking for was for it to basically come and test this structure right here for it to actually go ahead and go up. And we would have been able to catch a good swing trade, all right? But this morning, that's not what the market decided to do. So just because you want the market to do something, that doesn't mean it's going to do it, right? So what it decided to do was it decided to play off of this quarter point level, 40.50, and then start making its way back up. So now, essentially what we have to do is we have to adjust and basically be patient to see what's going to happen next within the market, okay? There is times where I've seen the market has made a push up earlier and then came back down and then started heading back up, which is sweeping liquidity, which will then sweep all of the people that have bought right here, sweep that liquidity and then start going up. Or, like I said, we can come down and then start heading back down. This could be just a temporary trend line break. All right, so all is possible, but all we have to do is be patient and wait and see what the market is going to give us. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for gold right now. And the biggest thing what we want to do is we want to wait and be patient. Okay, patient until we find that setup. Okay, so right now the next setup we're going to be looking to risk $300. So looking to risk about $300 this week. For profit target of profit target we want anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000. All right, so I'm looking to risk about $300 a week with a profit target of $2,000 to $3,000. And essentially how I'm going to be able to do this is all it takes is probably I'm going to be looking for 1 to 2 setups this week. And what we're going to do is we're going to be looking for 1 to 2 setups this week because we want to basically be professionals. You know what I mean? We want to be professional traders. We want to look and scout and see where we can basically enter the market at the highest chance, at our highest probability, where we feel 100% confident. So for me right now, if I was to try to enter the market right here, I'm not 100% confident because maybe the market can start going down, start going up. And right now it's about 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is about 30 minutes from the Tokyo session. So we want to go ahead and give the market, the new trading day, some time, you know what I'm saying, to show some price and see what we can get. Like I said, I really would have loved if it came down here, but price decided to literally just stop at the 50 level and make a push up. So we're going to see put in this high. And then it pulled back, went up. But I wanted it to go lower. So now what we're gonna have to wait and see for is we have another resistance area. Just mark up some more support and resistance. We have an area right here. This could be a little break and retest right here. So we gotta just wait and see. We got GU. So for GU, best time to trade is on this session. All right, so the best time to actually go ahead and trade GBP USD is, we're going to say, about London session. So even if I just show you a couple past trades that you could have actually got into, all right? So if you're looking at my chart right now, this is GBP USD, and what on this chart is you'll see these white lines, right? And these lines mark up every 25 pips within GBP USD. So what I learned, and what I tend to notice, that when it came to certain currency pairs and metals and all these different types of things, is that they tend to react off of certain levels, and those levels will either be every 25 pips, whether it's on GBP USD, Euro USD, whatever the case may be. But on gold, it's every 250 pips, which is every $25, right? But for right now, we have GBP USD. So if you should just look, I can just see it, all right, from the naked eye, and I could just actually go ahead and mark up some of the rejections that you would have been able to catch within the market around London session. So we have a rejection right here at this level. We have a rejection again at the same level. We have rejection here, which was basically last night / this morning at this level. So all in all, after these rejection candles, which is these red candles, all right, you can take trades based off of these quarter point levels. So you can see rejection here, right? After this red rejection candle right here, the stop loss just above that rejection candle or the structure high, right? And then look, let's say we take it either to the next quarter point, or I'll say about the quarter point after that. So usually my take profits will either be to the next 25 pip mark quarter point, or usually I like to go for 2. So if I'm entering here, it will be 1, 2 like that. And then you can look even at this right here, this rejection candle at this time, stop loss. See, 1, 2. And then this even went further, all right? So GBP USD has been showing some pretty good moves, like even like here, look, London session here, making big moves. London session right here for sales, right? You can basically catch moves in New York and stuff like that, but what I've been seeing, GBP USD has been showing out on London session, which is 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So some people might not be up, but if you're trying to make money, you're going to stay up. DX squad, retest. All right, so there is a little bit of delay on this. So let's see. This is gold right here. So for gold, you can see we played off this area right here this morning where I sent it out. It played off this area right here. All right, let's see. For gold, I'm gonna look back. All right, so right now it's Tuesday, 7:40 p.m. Tuesday, 7:40 p.m. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look back to see basically some of the past stuff that gold has done around this time. All right, so gold tends to actually kind of move similar and repeat itself. So let's see. All right, Tuesday. Let's go back to last Tuesday, which is right here. Let's see. And this is why sometimes I'll be like being patient and I don't call a lot, is because sometimes I see stuff that I've seen before. Like gold will do the same exact thing. It'll look a little bit different, but it'll be a similar type of vibe. All right, so we had Tuesday here, and this is around Tuesday last week. All right, so last week we had a reversal move around this time, London session. All right, so now let's see, Tuesday again. So now the Tuesday before that, another one. So that's Tuesday going into Wednesday. Tuesday going into Wednesday. So look, that's two already. So gold tends to do the same exact things on particular days of the week. So usually Thursday you'll see like a big move. So usually like I want to say like I'll say like Tuesday like I really don't start looking at gold until like Tuesday to Thursday. So let's put a note right here. So the best time to trade gold, Tuesday to Thursdays. And what I'm doing is I'm being patient, all right? I don't take setups if I'm not 100% confident. So there will be a time and a week where I will not even enter a trade. So like I'd rather preserve my capital than trying to get in mad trades. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just the part where I came at with my trading. So this week, this is literally what I'm looking to risk. $300 for the whole week. That's it. $300 for the whole week. All right. Looking for 1 to 2 setups this week. That's all I'm gonna need. All right, 1 to 2 setups. If y'all see how gold has been moving, the pip counts has been moving 500,000 pips. All these things. One of those moves is all you need for the week. All right. So what I notice is gold tends to do a lot of the same things. So for this, we're gonna put a text right here. I'm gonna put last week. Actually, we're gonna do a call out. All right, so best time to all right, go. All right, y'all. So the best time to really trade gold Tuesdays to Thursdays. So what I've learned within the gold market is that the moves tend to somewhat and kind of repeat themselves, all depending on timing, day, and price. So you can see right now today is Tuesday, right? 7:45, and I'm just gonna look and see essentially what happened around Tuesday Tokyo session, which starts at 8 p.m. So right now it's gonna start in about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna look for what also happens around the Tokyo London session. So the past 2 weeks, if you take a look right here, you can see we've got breaks of structures and then coming back to the structure, getting a rejection candle in London session, and then an expansion. All right, we can see we have an expansion down, and then in London session, we get a rejection candle, and then an expansion up. So it tends to do similar things. Okay, similar things. So let's see. All right, so I'm just preparing. Like I said, I'm waiting for a setup, man. I had a setup that I wanted earlier, but it took off without me. I wanted this to come down to here, lower, to test this recent structure and this recent trend line break, and then start going up, but it only stopped right there. So last Tuesday and Wednesday, we had a rejection during London session, as you can see for the sell. Then last Tuesday and Wednesday, we had a rejection just following structure. So you can see you had a structure here, boom, break. Had a structure here, tap here, expansion up. So we're just gonna wait and see what happens, man. Try to be patient, missed a couple moves. And then for GU, there was some couple moves that played out. So now we gotta wait and see. Tuesday. So Monday. So we wanna wait till so I'm waiting for a good setup, man. I really want to go to come down here like this. If it would have came down here, but it rejected right here, needless to say, it can still come down here, sweep liquidity, then go up, but it might not. It might just take off from right here because we got, let's see, boom, boom. Look, it's doing this right here. So we might try to go something like this or whatever the case may be. Well, we just gotta be patient, wait, see what's happening in the market, man. Feel me? Alright, so let's clean up the chart. we might get something like this. This is what I really think. I wanted it to go lower. I might get something like this. Something right here. Okay, today I'm going to show you guys something that's called break and retest. So what break and retest is something that is a specific strategy that you're going to be able to incorporate with the major key levels, with the quarter points and things like that I go over and I teach about. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know when it comes to break and retest is support and resistance. Okay, so what support and resistance is an area in the market where price tends to react off of and act as a floor or a ceiling. Okay, so for support equals and act as a floor in the market. For resistance, it acts as a ceiling in the market. So the easiest way that I like to break it down is, like I said, support acts as a floor and resistance acts as a ceiling. So think about it. If I jump right now on this floor, right, it's holding me up. It's acting as support. A resistance, if I jump right now and hit my head on the roof, what's going to happen? Not only is gravity going to bring me back down, but I'm going to hit my head and I'm not going to be able to break through it because it's acting as a ceiling, right? It's resisting me. So a perfect example to give you guys of what support and resistance is and show you that it acts on a variety of different forex, crypto, indices, all these different types of pairs. But all it is that you have to just basically see what the structure point is. Okay, so now the first thing you always want to do is you want to mark up your support and resistance. So I can see certain levels within a market where it acts as a support or floor. So you can see right here, right? So you can also see here, act as a resistance. So there will be support and resistance throughout the whole entire market, okay? But the thing is, we want to find the one that is the most significant, okay? And this ties into me marking up my support and resistance with my major / key levels, okay? Mark using my major / key levels. Okay, so what is my major / key levels? So my major / key levels are quarter points, okay? So which can be marked as in gold for every $25, which is 250 pips. For GBP USD, which is every 25 pips. For gold, for Bitcoin, I like to do every $1,000 for the major key level. So I can literally see one right here, and I essentially didn't take this, but I could see it because I wasn't looking at crypto. But you can see what we have is in the market. We have the market actually 10 and decided, okay, so you can see we had, all right, we have touches, okay, within this resistance area. So you can see it will touch, drop, right? Touch, drop. But now what the market decides to do is it decides to break through that resistance and now come back and retest it, all right? So break and retest. So you can see we had the break, which is right here. This is the break of the resistance. So now, once you break or support or resistance. All right. So now, as we just broke this resistance, what the resistance can now do is the resistance can now act as a floor or support. So you can see that we had this resistance. It was acting as a ceiling within the market. So I'm just going to show you guys all of these touches that it was doing in this area, right? So you can see, even if we go back to here, so you can see we have price action in this area. We have price action in this area, right? We have price action in this area right here also. And this works on anything, but right now I'm showing you guys this on Bitcoin. So you can see, right, the market will come up to this resistance and drop, right? It will come up to the resistance again and then drop. So you can see, boom, right? Resistance, drop, resistance, drop. So anytime that the market is under this zone right here, right, you can see that it's selling. It's selling, right? You want to look for sells. So now what the market decided to do was, right, after this touch, it decided to break the resistance. Okay, so all right, so we broke resistance, right? Break. All right, so we broke resistance right here in this area, right? So now what did the market do? So now after breaking that resistance, right, the last high it created, the market tends to come back and test it and touch it. So you can see this high right here, boom, went up, made this high, retraced, broke, made another high. Then now it came back to test that recent high that it just broke. But now it also aligns within this resistant point and this major key level, right? So now essentially what would have happened was we would have waited for some kind of rejection. Okay, so what is a rejection? So a rejection candle is when, let's say you have a series of red candles and then a green candle appears in your particular area or rejects off of a major level within a market where you can actually go ahead and find an entry. So we have a rejection, a bullish rejection candle right here, right? It's because we would have been looking, we're looking for buys. This candle right here. So on a close of this, we enter stop loss right below the lows. Then now we take profit to our next major key level. Then now that's the first level. So that would be take profit 1. Then that'll be take profit 2 up here. But these are thousands of pips. So this went up from this break and retest, it went up 1,500 pips, right? 1,500 pips just from a simple break and retest strategy, right? By using your major key levels and waiting for a rejection candle. Boom. Simple as that. Simple example of a break and retest. This is like probably like an A+ setup when it comes to break and retest. Fire. All right, so it's almost Tokyo. So now what's gonna happen is just gonna wait and see what happens with gold. Keep you guys updated in the Telegram. All right, have notifications on. We'll be sending out a trade. Just started Tokyo session, so we're gonna see what happened within Tokyo and London session. See if we can find a trade. Like I said, we're just looking for one setup for the week that's gonna be able to pay us to flip our account. So look, just stay tuned. To join the Telegram, there's a link in the description below where I give out free trades. Also, you can use the same broker as me so you can enter at the same prices. All right. So look, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's catch y'all